What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Pillow Talk with Paul Goneau. Today, my guest is father and comedian Thomas Patrice.
Yay! I'm here with my boy Paul Goneau. This is going to be one of the best episodes. Trust us.
Welcome, brother.
Nice to be here, man.
Yeah, man. How you been?
I have been good. I've been doing a couple of shows out of town, a couple of shows in the States. Just got back. Did Buffalo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where did you do in Buffalo?
It was a little show that was at 341 Delaware Street.
Okay.
It was for just a regular comedy night, but it was some of the comedians they had there. It was gut busting. I had literally had to walk out of the room sometimes to laugh because you can't laugh that loud when you're standing off to the side.
Yeah.
Right. So it was a good show.
Anybody else from the GTA?
I did a spot. Actually, I did a spot at the Jokers in Richmond Hill. I also went and did a spot at the Comedy Bar. This is for Luke Lindale. Luke, I just want to say thank you again. Always have a good time when I'm with you. You know I want to come back, so just throwing that out there.
He does so much stuff too, man.
He's amazing.
So it's as a producer.
Yeah.
It's insane. I don't know how I only do 2 a month, and I mean, there's a lot of things that go into putting a show together that I think a lot of people that don't produce shows might not take into account.
Exactly.
And for him to manage that stress and perform as well, and I don't know, he's killing it. Yeah,
he's immortal. Luke is everywhere.
I'm doing one of his shows next month.
Oh.
Yeah,
okay,
I can't remember what it is or what's the date. I should know. But yeah, that sounds awesome, dude. I really want to get into the States. I'm just kind of unsure if to be honest, and I talked about stuff on here already, so it's not really a big deal. But I have a little bit of a record, nothing too crazy, and it had the bad stuff has to do with weed. And with the state of marijuana now.
You know what?
I'm just wondering how it's gonna work.
I don't think right now at this point in time, because the legalities of marijuana and going Buffalo or something like that, you're not gonna be. It's not too bad. Unless you were transporting mega pounds of weed.
No, I wasn't even trying to cross the border or anything like that. I just got arrested, and this is way before there were even medicinal cards and stuff like that, This is way back when. Yeah. And I was in my teens.
You know what I'm saying? Oh.
And got pulled over and had a bunch, and some of it was dimed out. I was selling a little bit, and so I got charged with federal crimes.
Wait, let me share this with some of your other. When he says dimed out, parents, that's a term meaning little bags, little pouches. He was simply carrying them for a friend. Huh? No, no. I don't.
It's gonna be a great clip, dude.
No, I don't really think you're gonna get in any kind of major hassles because when you're crossing, the only thing they want to know is this. I love crossing into the States. I love crossing into the States. So when I'm alone, when I'm with the family, because my wife is Italian and we carry the kids, they're like, "Oh my gosh, multicultural, come on in." We love ya, but they always look at my wife and say, "You are in agreeing to go with this man, right?" Yeah? Good. It's okay, go. When I go by myself, it's a totally different thing. The guy will open the window. Canadian? Yes, I'm Canadian. I put on this one. I put on my Paul Goneau voice. Yes, I am Canadian. Mm-hmm.
That's what I have to do, man. Mm-hmm. I have to use the baby as leverage.
Oh, dude.
Just we're a family. We're a very nice family. We love each other, and we're going for a visit.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, man. I'm getting. I also got my G1 again. So by the end of the year, me and my lady are gonna have a car.
Nice.
So things are gonna
look up.
Yeah. It's all right, man. I'm pretty excited to be driving too, dude.
Yeah. Oh, it beats walking. Trust me.
Walking for sure.
God.
For sure it does.
Oh God, I remember those days. the marathon run for the bus and the bus driver going, because I'm from Montreal, right? So the bus drivers in Montreal, the heavy French accent saying, okay, English person, run. No, run. I want to see you. I can see you in the rearview mirror. Don't worry, man. Keep going. You're good. Let me just turn the corner. Oh, look, that black guy can move, huh? Tabarnak, he's fast. But, when I first got out here, I didn't have a car. And I wasn't used to the area. I didn't know where anything was. So I was busing it everywhere. And people were looking at me like, dude, you're actually on time. You made it to the show and you took the bus. I was like, yeah. That's when I was eager. Now I drive everywhere, so I'm just laid back.
Late.
Yeah, I'll be there. I'm coming. I'm there. No, but...
Yeah, it's weird. Like, the thing about crossing the states, just jumping back to that for some reason, is like when I actually went to court, I got something called an absolute discharge, which is like, because I was so young and I didn't really have a record before that.
Yeah.
And an absolute discharge is like there, so it's like it's on my record, but it's like it's supposed to like never be like brought up, like it's some like weird gray area, but and so like them saying, oh, it's not like no one will be able to see that you got this, unless they're doing like a serious search, like a criminal background check for like jobs or whatnot. I think it shows on there.
How old were you when this happened? Were you like in your...
Oh, man.
teens?
I want to say like 16. Oh. No, man. Even younger than that, actually, dude.
Then you'll have no
problem.
No
way. I was younger than that.
Then you'll have no problem, man.
Truly, probably 13 or 14, I want to say.
Oh, that's not even a misdemeanor now. They'll probably look at it and like, oh, yeah, whatever. Yeah, okay.
But like because of that, I haven't even tried. Do you know what I mean? And it's something that I'm going to get in to get my passport somewhere and then just go to Niagara Falls and just try to walk across on foot, and just see how it goes, Or I'll have a car by then, so, drive with my daughter. We'll do that. Just to see, man.
But let's give me a second. Let's segue again, just 2 seconds. Let's go into this.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Thomas Patrice. I teach young white men how to live as a black man. Paul Goneau is one of my best friends, and I'm trying to help him live that black experience. Yes, Paul, you too will learn how to beg for your pardon. You say things like, oh Lord, please. I'm just totally joking. Please do not take this serious. No, you're going to have no trouble, dude. You'll have no trouble going across the border. I mean,
all right.
Like you can hold up the baby as sort of like a, I'm traveling with a child.
You don't even need ID if you have a baby.
Just let her smile. Smile at the nice man.
Probably not a nice man, but somewhat of a nice man.
Oh, dude.
So why did you move from Montreal then to Toronto? Was it because of comedy? Because I feel like Montreal is like a hot spot as well.
It was a hot spot for comedy, yes. I was writing with another comedian. His name was Anthony Cavanaugh. I didn't know anything about the comedy scene. I thought, you just get up on stage, you become famous. No. It's hard work. It's a lot of writing. It's a lot of, knowing the ins and outs of what to do. Yeah. So anyways, going back to the question, I moved because at the time my French was not that great. I mean, I spent time in the army where I learned a lot of French. I'm born and raised in Montreal. My French was good. It was conversational French, just to ask for certain things, right? But I moved to Toronto because everybody I knew was coming here and getting into Yuck Yucks and going to like a lot of the clubs, and they were like progressing. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to progress. Mm-hmm. But again, it's a lot of work, and when you are new in a city and don't know a lot of the people, you start at the bottom of the roster, which is actually a good thing for me, I find, because you get your feet wet, shows you how hungry you need to be, and shows you the ropes. So I believe that Toronto was a good move for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it was a good move. We probably wouldn't have met. So when did you move?
1998, the last century.
All right.
I moved all the way to Scarborough, and I had no idea even what Scarborough was, like where it was in relation to Toronto. All I knew is I could see the city lights, and that's where I needed to go. Mm-hmm. Right? But since 98, I've been here. I started getting into comedy, got work as a regular comedian like every other Canadian who works in the entertainment industry. I've worked my way up, yes. Hard work. And I just kept going to the clubs, hanging out, finding out who I had to talk to. When the the best amateur nights were when you do your open mics and stuff like that. Started finding other open mics around the city from other comedians, and got into the comedy community, so to speak.
Yeah, it's weird. There's like these. I find, and I've only been doing comedy for. Well, I guess kind of going on 5 years, 4 and something years. But like 2 of those years were COVID years as well. So like, you know, only like 4 months out of those 2 years I actually got to perform.
Wow.
And I just find there's like a lot of like self-appointed gatekeepers.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
And it's like, hey man, like everyone starts from somewhere, and I'm fairly certain at some point you were in my position. Mm-hmm. And you hated when people did this to you, and now you've just become like a product of this. You know
what it is, man? It's their own form of retribution. They can't sometimes strike at the people that held them back, or you know, made them jump through the hoops. So it's their turn to say, "You there? You jumped through this hoop. Your jump was not good enough. Jump again." Yeah. The way I look at it is like this. Like when we first met, the way I look at it is like this. When you meet somebody who's in comedy, know that, like you said, we're all starting from somewhere. Right? Why not build a bridge instead of building a barrier? Why not work with that person to get yourself to where you want to be, and you can also help that person, right? It's literally, I think it's easier to find a solution than to create a problem. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And the thing that I love about comedy is the fact that a lot of people don't see the behind the scenes. Like they like I said, they see the fame, they see the guy on stage, they get to laugh at 15 minutes of comedy or just a spotlight on a comedy for 2 seconds. What they don't see is the camaraderie behind the stage. Like, dude, anytime I see you now, like any shows, I'm like, what's up? You know, we get to talk to each other, we get to riff off each other, and that makes you good for that night, right? Or we'll, I don't know, like today, like, you know, yo man, I'm coming on down and we're gonna do this set. We just had fun, right? I think that's what you got to do in comedy, especially like in entertainment today, because one of the best sayings I ever heard, and I want everyone to take this to heart: the feet you step on today might be attached to the ass you got to kiss tomorrow. Right?
Wise words.
And it's a long way down when you're falling. Right? So always be polite, always be punctual, always, you know, if you make a mistake, always learn from that mistake and try not to make it again. Do your best to be the best you. And that's really all you can do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I definitely feel that, man. I also feel like you at the end of the day, if you want something, you don't really need anybody. It's kind of why I started producing shows in the first place, to be honest.
Yep.
And just like not getting responses from producers and things like that. And it's just like, well, you know, I guess I'm gonna do this. And I've always like been the guy who's like, anybody that asks, you know? Or like sometimes I'll even have like, there's just a couple, like Brandon Zakai's like one of my dudes. He puts on like a lot of shows for newer comedians and stuff like that. So a lot of times he just gives me names, and you know, he'll tell people to like add me and stuff like that. And it's like, I don't know, man. My thing is I just want to be surrounded by good people, and I feel like that's kind of why like I like you, is because I just feel like you're just like just genuine, not really faking anything, and you're just I like that, man. I'd rather be around like good people than.
But that's the thing. People don't really. Okay, here's the thing. In the industry, people always have this thing like, oh, you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to do this, No, you don't. What you have to do is be yourself. Not everybody's gonna like me. Hey, man, I'm good with that because I'm too old to be really caring. I'm out of high school. I'm out of the clique, right? Secondly, the people who do like me, like you, I like genuine people, and we work. Like, the reason I do shows right now is because I work on my material. I listen to other comedians. I take constructive criticism on what I'm doing, and I work with that. And that helps me stay genuine to myself. If I don't listen to anybody, or if I'm like, yeah, Paul told me that I should work on this, but he doesn't know what he's... No, maybe you see something I don't see, right? Maybe there's a little, you know what I mean? And I think that also helps you stay genuine. Always.
You at least got to take it into consideration.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
There's definitely... I mean, it's not just comedy either. Like I find, even when it comes to like, I do reffing as well, like for pro wrestling. And I find even also like anything I'm really doing, and it's probably like any profession. Yeah. There's these know-it-all people, and it's like, man, just take a step back. Chill. You know, chill. Everybody just needs to breathe. Yeah, man. For real, like just.
No, it's you. Okay, I'll put it out there. If people know. I was born in the 60s. But no, I'm old enough to remember...
You were born in the 60s?
Dude, I'm 1968. Sometimes I look at it, I'm like, for real, I'm still alive? Oh, wow. But... Oh, shit. No,
I feel I was like, wow. You ever seen that thing with Don Cheadle and Kevin Hart? So Kevin Hart, I don't know what the hell he's interviewing him for. Yeah. But he's interviewing Don Cheadle. You know, like War Machine?
Yeah.
And he's like, how old are you, man? And Cheadle's like 56, and Kevin just goes, damn! And it's like dead silence for like 5 seconds, and then he's like, I'm sorry. And they go on for like 5 minutes about how like him saying damn was like disrespectful. And Kevin's like, I didn't say it like that. I said, damn. It's like, you didn't say it like that, Kevin. Oh man, that's how I felt when I did that. So I didn't mean any disrespect.
Wait. Let's go back. Do the wow again. Wow. Hey man, I feel disrespected by that wow. The way you said wow, and not wow. I'm a wow kind of person. I need a 70s way. Paul's looking at me right now saying, you better shut up.
Not at all. Not at all. I'm enjoying.
Okay, what I was alluding to is this. I've learned doing comedy or doing a job or work or do whatever. I was also in the army, right? You really learn in the army what respect is. Not how to command respect, but what respect is. Because people will say they respect you until you say, hey man, can you do this for me? That's disrespectful because they're just laughing at what you're asking them to. Or you can say, hey man, can you do this for me? Yeah man, right away. Same thing in comedy, same thing in whatever you do at any aspect of your life. Okay, as a ref, right? You know the wrestlers. But they've got to ultimately respect you in that ring because your decision is point final. It's like, winner or loser. So when you're saying to a bigger guy, who's probably like, what, 230, 240, right? And he's looking, you're probably looking up at him and saying, can't do that again. I don't care, you can't do that again. He can't be like, man, get out of my way. That's disrespect. Or if he says, yeah, I'm pissed off. I did it anyways, but I'm sorry. That's the respect. You know what I mean? So here's the factor. When you are working in anything, and this goes right back to the comedy, it goes right back to anything, you earn your respect for what you're doing and what you love doing. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So as I've gotten older, as I've gotten older, I've learned respect. You learn the difference between respect and somebody just complying. Then you learn the difference between earning respect and just being given respect for the moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I've been doing comedy for a while, so hang on.
I've been doing comedy for a while.
We can do the wow again. Hang on, let's do it together. Hand.
Wow. Nailed it. So are you a wrestling fan?
Oh, come on. Come on.
Like, I mean, you said like golden age of wrestling, and I'm wondering if that, to me, that's like Ultimate Warrior. Okay. Hulk Hogan.
That's what I'm talking about.
Repo Man. Like.
Okay. Let me tell you. This is going to be a segment where people learn about my upbringing in Montreal from my West Indian parents. My mom loved wrestling. God rest her soul, Maud Ify Cephas Patrice. My mom loved wrestling. Every Saturday morning from the time I was like able to walk, all I'd hear in the bedroom is, how come? You see the way he hit him is not right, you know. He cheated and the referee can't see that. I'm mad now. I'm mad. My mom would cuss. She would leave the house, go get groceries, and be cussing on the way going to get the groceries. You see, Tommy, when you turn your back on a man in the ring, you have to come back with the elbow, you know. You can't just push in. You have to elbow. I'm like, okay, Mom, do you want to pay the woman for the groceries? Because you kind of scared me and the other little kids in the store. But yeah, I grew up, the really golden age. Let me name some names nobody's ever going to remember. Please look these up.
Maybe.
Killer Kowalski.
Okay, I know the name.
Edouard Carpentier.
No.
Okay. Bruno Sammartino.
Of course.
Gino Brito.
No.
The great Samu, not Shamu, Samu. And. You ready for this? Okay. Pretty Boy Floyd. I grew up in that area in Montreal, and that's all I knew about wrestling. Then the golden era started with the one and only Hulk Hogan. What is it? Eat your Wheaties, get your vitamins, say your prayers,
brother. Say your prayers and eat your... yeah.
What you gonna do when Hulkamania and the 20... You know what I mean? I remember those days, and you're sitting as a kid. You're like, if your buddy's with you, you're doing this, you're gonna... Macho Man's gonna cheat. I'm not gonna let it happen because I'm gonna go down there. You're gonna go to Tampa Bay and like do something to like a 50-year-old, like at the time 36-year-old man. I'm sorry, my favorite was Macho Man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see, Hulkster doesn't know what's gonna happen. I'm the man. You know what I mean? You got into it because they were real performers, man.
Yeah. I love the characters, and there was like a very dull period, I think, for wrestling, and it's like it came from me like shortly after WWF at the time bought WCW.
Ah, God, when that takeover happened?
When that happened, it was exciting for a brief period, and then it was on the steady decline since.
You know why? This is just me. I feel it was on a decline because like they reached too far. When they had when it was WCW and it was WWF before it became WWE because of the whole legal thing. When those two rival companies were going at it, right? And this is when Stampede, yes, I'm mentioning a whole bunch of other stuff that people might not know. This is when Stampede Wrestling kind of died down on its own. This is when all the other like wrestling associations died down, and it was just the two mega giants slugging it out for like ratings. When they bought it, it's kind of like you liked it because you thought you were going to see everybody in the roster. Then you realized they can't have all those wrestlers on the roster. Some of them got to go. One guy I missed, honestly, like immensely, was Sting.
Yeah, he's back now, though.
He's okay.
Well, he's been back for a couple years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you don't check out AEW?
AEW, I just started checking out AEW. I'm going to give a shout out to first my man who's here with me, Paul Goneau, and Barry 3D Carter. I've been checking it out lately. I mean, I still not really current with the names because I'm always on the go, but
it's definitely worthwhile. I feel like it has a lot, like it's an old school feeling.
Yeah.
Like promotion. They kind of have, what's the term? Indie-rific, I think is what my buddy says. I think it's even like a common term. I don't really use it a lot, but it's just like, it's presented in a big way, but it has like an indie wrestling show feel. And it kind of just, reminds me of like the late 90s, early 2000s of wrestling. And I thought that was like, I actually got into wrestling because of my aunt. And I was very young when I got into it. And I got into it kind of probably shortly after you, maybe. But I definitely know some of the wrestlers that you were saying. But like Hogan and Warrior.
Yeah.
And like that was the era, like Earthquake and Macho Man and Repo Man.
Brutus the Barber Beefcake.
Brutus the Barber Beefcake, the Bushwhackers.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Legion of Doom. Like that was the era I got into it.
Oh my gosh. These are some names.
And I just like the characters. I think that's what was missing from wrestling now. And I think there's, like for a while it was just like Pretty Boys. They all did like the same kind of moves.
The guy that I think too many people tried to emulate was Shawn Michaels. I mean, he was a really good wrestler. I'm not taking anything away from Shawn Michaels. He was a really good wrestler, and he knew how to, build up that image. And one guy I've got to give a shout out to. He is my all-time favorite. I know this is gonna be so cheesy, but Bret the Hitman Heart. If you ever see this.
If you ever see this.
Are the best. No, sorry, I shouldn't say that. When you do see this, what did you used to say?
Best there is,
best there was, and the best there ever will be. Love you deep down. Like that guy, when he came on, I don't care whether he was a bad guy or a good guy, when he came on, don't talk to me.
Yeah.
Don't even look at me. I remember my sister Cindy going, Tommy. I said, I looked at her. I swear to God, I must have come out like like the Exorcist. I said, but the Hitman Heart is on. When the match is done, you can talk to me. Do not talk to me. And I went back and watched it, and she was like, okay, you have issues. I love that guy. I remember Neidhart, Ted the Anvil, Jim the Anvil Neidhart, and then the British Bulldogs.
Yeah.
Oh man, those were the days. Oh, Greg the Hammer Valentine.
Yeah.
Oh, the figure 4 leg lock. Those were the days, man. Because come on, tell me, didn't you do that to your friends? Like, yeah, let's do wrestling. Let's try the figure 4 leg lock.
Yeah. Quite a few times, man. I've done it and I've been in it. Figure 4 fucking hurts.
It hurts.
Real. It actually really hurts. A lot of those submission moves actually hurt. Yeah. I feel like certain ones, like the ankle lock, you can just fudge them in a way where it looks like it hurts, but it doesn't, and you just have to make a mean face.
Yeah, yeah.
But like a lot of the Chris Jericho's move, the Walls of Jericho, that like it just sometimes, man. The way he has their neck and their back, like, it's just insane to me that person's still alive.
What was that one that Hogan escaped out of to become the champion? The camel clutch? Was that it?
Oh, man, I don't know. Maybe.
With the Sheik? I am the Sheik.
Yeah, it is the camel clutch. Yeah. I'm pretty sure.
That one? Okay, this is to my buddy Patrick O'Dowd. I'm throwing out a lot of names today. This is my buddy Patrick O'Dowd. Dude, I love you. You're my little brother. But when you put on the figure leg lock, when you put on the camel clutch, he had me, like you're literally almost, you got the guy's shoulders right here, and the arms go over here, and you're pulling on the neck, and you're sitting down at the same time. I cried like I was 3 years old. I was like, I must have been like 18, 19. Let's just try it. Okay. The minute he sat down, I was like, I'm sure my mother must have thought there was like a little puppy that we were strangling or something, because, and he said, oh, do you feel it? Get off! I couldn't even breathe. Like, but yeah, like some of that stuff is really, Oh, anyways, sorry.
I have like a back injury, so I don't think I can ever do wrestling, which I mentioned on here a lot. But like, you know, I am just happy to kind of be in that world because I am a huge fan.
What happened with the back injury, brother? Do share.
It's just skateboarding, man. Skateboarding, and there was, I don't know, I was like 16 and there was like these young kids at the skate park and I was just kind of used to going around. I've told this story probably once or twice on here, but whatever, dude. And so I wasn't used to doing like half pipes or quarter pipes or even like just anything remotely that way. I was just like going from A to B, you know what I mean? Yeah. And there's like these kids, it must have been like 11 or 12, and they were just really good doing some shit, and I was like, oh, I could do that, and I couldn't do that, you know, and I ended up being like picked up from like an ambulance from the skate park, and like being taken to like sick kids, and it was like this whole thing, and like I had fractured my back, like it wasn't super severe, like I left that day, but like even to this day. Yeah. So, like, one of my vertebrae is just, like, if you actually, like, went down my back, you'd feel all of them except for, like, there's a place where you don't feel one. And it kind of feels like it's gone, but it's just, like, pushed in. You know? Damn. And that one that's pushed in had a crack through it initially. So, it seems like it's, like, not in the cards. Maybe one match, you know? I'm always, like, you know, open to the idea of maybe one. But I'm not a big dude at the same time, you know, man. And
wait a minute. Don't say that. Shawn Michaels is not a big dude.
Yeah, I know.
The 1, 2, 3 Kid is not a big dude.
Yeah.
Okay? Look at, who's that guy who was...
It's even more common now. Smaller dudes, I feel like. They're way more common luchadors?
Now. Those little luchador guys who bounce around the ring?
Well, yeah, them as well, yeah.
Oh my gosh, he's the famous one that came over from WCW.
Rey Mysterio?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's tiny.
His son is wrestling now.
Yeah, do you see that? That's
amazing.
I
don't really like his son, though, to be honest. I don't know. I'm not in it.
I've only seen him like once or twice, but I think too many times they try to mimic their dads, right?
Yeah.
Like, what's his name's daughter? Hulk Hogan's daughter tried to mimic him a bit, and it didn't really go over too well, and she, you know what I mean? She tried to wrestle at one point. You didn't see that?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, man.
But I'm kind of glad I missed that.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, sometimes it's okay to not follow in your parents' footsteps. Like, that's also, like, kind of going back to what you were saying earlier, what we were saying earlier is just, like, do something you love. Like, it's always wild to me that, you know, like, people don't have a thing that they're excited to get up about or get up for. You know what I mean? Like, you need that. Like, everyone has their job, and it's like, if you're really lucky, you can make your, like, full-time thing what you love to do. But if it's not, find something else to do, to, you know, like, be excited about, and just to get up excited and wanting to do that, because I know a lot of people that don't have that, and it's like heartbreaking. You want to be like, hey man, just so, like, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Like, this job isn't, like, a great job, you know, and, like, kind of, like, you know, things like that. Because I don't know, man. I know a lot of people that
do the 9 to 5.
Don't necessarily, like, they're just, like, forklift drivers and stuff. Like, they just do, you know, just mind-numbing work.
Oh, well, you know what it is? You're hitting a lot of nails right on the head. Do what you love to do. And a lot of people don't understand this, because I think in society we get this fear. If you do what you love to do, you'll never... Like my parents. Tommy, you forget a good job, you know. Mommy working hard, so you go to school, you study hard, you get a good job. And, okay, you listen to your parents, then you hear, get a good job. So then you ask, well, what do you think is a good job? You have to be a doctor, a lawyer, they go down the list, So if you're that forklift driver and you're making the 27 whatever an hour, but you love working with the people you love and you love doing what you're doing, if you start listening to other people tell you that, you know, you're not satisfied, but they're really telling you they're not satisfied. If you love doing that job, even if you're a guy who paints houses, if you're a guy, whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah, nothing's wrong with that at all.
No, whatever you love to do.
Exactly, whatever it is.
Do it, because it's not just getting that paycheck. You know what you're going to use the paycheck for, but it's the appreciation you feel for yourself inside for doing the job.
I think I definitely do, dude. I think a lot of times it's a fear of failure as well. It's like people, like, don't be afraid to fail. You know, or, like, if you think that you're into something, try it. It might not be your thing, but at least you know now, and you can kind of, like, check that off, and you know try some other things until you find it.
I was, because another guy I love, I'm gonna throw this in there, is Arnold Schwarzenegger. A lot of people think he's a meathead from the 80s and 90s. Arnold was one of the smartest guys I've ever heard speak, and I listened to him do a speech. And, you know, he's talking. You're hearing this voice come out of this big, muscular guy. You think he's just going to talk about do reps. No, Arnold Schwarzenegger sat there, and I listened to what he was saying. I watched, like, online, and he was saying, I failed many times. When I failed, I came back harder, better, stronger, and I did what I had to do. You think I could speak English when I first came to America? Mm-hmm. And you're listening to this guy, and at first you're laughing because of the way he sounds.
Yeah, and you're like, you still can't, man.
Exactly, you know what I mean? Well, between him and Stallone, but Stallone was born. I'm just joking. But when you're listening to someone like that tell you it's okay to fail, and seeing what he's done, what he's accomplished, or you're listening to someone like Dwayne Johnson, it's okay to fail, and you see what they've accomplished. That makes you look at your problems and say, okay, Dwayne Johnson had to sleep on a mattress in Calgary before he became The Rock. So I guess I can take my middle-class upbringing and succeed. You're going to fail. Mm. You are going to fail. It's inevitable. But it's what you take from that failure. Take your failure, see what you did wrong, do your best to do better. Even if everybody's like, oh, you failed. Forget about everybody. Because at the end of your days, it's how you lived your life and how you overcame whatever, stumped you. Right?
Yeah.
So I think, you gotta fail. Like, please forgive me. I'm doing all these shout outs now.
No, it's all good. Name dropping.
No, but guys out there, listen, fail. One of the biggest things, I read a book called True Confessions of an SOB. I read this book when I was in the Army. Every day I'm like reading this book in between my military courses, learning how to drive tanks, learning how to shoot weapons, and I'm getting some insights. And one of the things this guy said is, fail big before you're 30. Fail huge before you're 30. Mm-hmm. Fail miserably before you're 30. once you're 30, it's over. I was like, I'm 21 years old. Have I really failed big? Yes, I have gone on to fail miserably. I'm talking miserably being dragged. Your soul is being dragged through the, how should I say, the metaphorical mud. And you learn from that. That's what really toughens you up in life. It's not getting into fights or doing all this other stuff or getting in trouble with whatever. When you fail at something miserably, then the man or the woman inside you comes out and says, okay, enough of the crying. You've done your crying. Brush yourself off. Dust yourself. Wipe away the bruises. Wipe away the tears. What did we do wrong? If you can get to that point, you don't fail anymore. It's like a mathematical equation. That's where my dad comes into my mind. You have to learn to count. 1 + 1 is 2. Like, what did I do here that didn't equal 2? Oh, that's what it... Okay, so 1 + 1 is 2. 2 + 2 is... You go on. You learn. You build. And, dude, let me explain something to you. I told you I was born in the 60s, 1968. That makes me 54. Do you know how many times today I'm like, man, I could have did that better. What did I do wrong? Write it down. That's another thing. Write down. When you fail, write it down. Keep it to yourself, but write it down. I've written everything down that made me fail or not accomplish a goal. Then when I see myself headed towards that same avenue, I'm like, oh, yes, 1994. You didn't get with so-and-so. Don't do that again. 2016. You did, okay, don't do that again. Write it down. And also, beside that failure, write down when you do succeed. I know this all sounds crazy, but that's what I do. This for me. That works for me.
Yeah.
So I remember, right? Yeah. And that's life. To me anyways.
That's interesting. I feel like I might be trying that. Especially with this damn baby coming up, man.
Okay.
Shoot.
Okay, let's hit that. No, let's hit that. Let's hit that. Because we've talked about that. We've talked about that before. You are never going to be the perfect parent. You're going to make all the mistakes you can make when you have your first child. You will buy the best diapers. You will buy the softest little sockies. You will do everything you watch Oprah and everybody else. You'll read all the books. You'll get the perfect name. And you know what you're doing? The same thing everybody else has done. Nobody's ever a perfect parent. I'm not giving out wisdom and I'm just saying you're never going to be the perfect parent, but you know what you are going to be? You're going to be a damn good person, and your kids are going to remember the things you do get right. They're going to remember some of the things you may get wrong, but they're going to remember every other thing you get right. And in the end, when you have a successful child who's looking back and they're doing the toast to you at their wedding, or they're doing a toast at their graduation. My dad, Paul, he's right there. He did this and this and this, and I remember this and this and this and this and this and this. All the mistakes you make, your parents have made the same mistakes.
Bro, I feel like this is like a therapy session. Like I should like lay down maybe and just fucking therapy. Just give me some tips on life, man.
Brother, life. I'm gonna tell you straight up. I'm not a guru, but here's what I've learned. In life, okay, look, we're talking about wrestling before. Hulk Hogan. He was the big star, but then somebody else came along. What I'm trying to say is, life is a cycle. You're part of it. You were once a baby. Your parents were terrified when you were born, and you can ask them that, and they won't tell you now, but eventually they will tell you. When you become a parent, you're terrified. You have a life to guide now. It's your turn.
One thing, I don't know who my dad is. That's real. Another thing, I was raised in foster homes, and my mom is just like a dirtbag, let's say, to use nice words. Wow. You know, I've said meaner things on this pod, but I'll keep it nicer. No, you did offend me. And I hate you. No, I'm totally kidding. No, you didn't offend me. I just wanted to tell you. Because, like, it's weird. And also, because, like, I feel like, you know, people, they get a lot of that kind of wisdom and things passed down to them from their family. And I don't really have that. And with my girlfriend's side, like, she's from, like, United Arab Emirates. Mm-hmm. And So her family's like, more traditional, like Muslim family. And I'm not a Muslim guy.
Yeah.
Well, and like for our first, like we've been together from like going on 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
And for like the first 3.5 years, they didn't know anything about me. We were living together and like we have a dog and stuff, and they just didn't know about me, And then I don't know. She told them at one point, and this is gonna be out there, but it's too late. They're not gonna watch my podcast. But like she was like a couple months pregnant, and she like just kind of dropped it on her parents and her family and was like, let it be known. They had ideas that she was seeing somebody, but she like put it out there. Was like, yeah, and we're thinking about having kids, so I just wanted to let you know. And and it's like this weird thing because they definitely don't approve, and they're treating her like differently now that they know.
The blessing of a child. Everybody can say what they want outside the circle that is you and your girlfriend, your wife, whatever. The blessing of a child is that people 80% of the time drop all their defenses and say, oh my God, what was I thinking, or what was I doing? The only advice I really can give you is this. If you have questions, I'm here for you.
Oh man, definitely, and I definitely will. But the point I was just getting at was, I mean, you kind of nailed it already. But like, so we don't really have those people.
No, you got
to kind of give us that guidance. That's why I was like, man, I'm gonna fucking lay down here.
You're perfect. No. Listen,
we're ready though. Like I feel like we're good.
The universe has decided to give you the privilege of bringing another being into it, not the world, not whatever. Please forgive me for being all philosophical. The universe. It is not just luck of the draw. It is something in your past telling you. What you missed, you will now give to your child.
Yeah, that's what I feel like. It's like, it may be even cliche to say. I don't know. 'Cause I've just said it so many times. But, like, you learn what to do by, seeing what not to do.
Let's go back to something.
You know what I mean?
When you landed on your back after falling off that skateboard, take a moment, think about that. What are you going to do when your child falls off a skateboard? What are you going to do? Just tell me.
Probably take her to the hospital.
And?
I don't know. What should I do? God damn it! Should I do something else?
Love the hell out of that.
Oh yeah, for sure. But that's like
don't
that seems so like.
No, but don't question. Listen, brother. People, okay. Please forgive me for doing all these quotes. Jenna Elfman. Can't hardly wait.
Jenna Elfman.
She plays like this prostitute or whatever who like dressed up like a fairy, and one of the kids. Oh my gosh, this girl, she did the Ghost Whisperer. What was her name? The star of the Ghost Whisperer. Anyways, this is when she was a kid, and she did this movie Can't Hardly Wait. This girl, every guy in school wants to get with her, but she just wants an honest guy. She just wants a really nice guy. Mm-hmm. So they're at a party, and this guy who wants to get with her, he's a nerd. He wanted to get with her. Finds out that she kind of like knows who he is and likes it, and he's got a chance, but he winds up going somewhere else to another part of town or whatever. Runs into this prostitute. He's at a bus stop, and he's like complaining, I wanted this girl, and I couldn't get with her, but I was at a party. She goes, wait, you were at a party with the same girl? Yeah, and then, did you talk to her? Well, I did. She goes, fate puts you where you want to be. The rest is up to you. When I heard that line, that's the metaphor for my life, man. Fate is going to put me where I want to be. The rest is up to me. Fate's giving you a chance to recapture some of the things you didn't have a chance to get when you were a child. The rest is up to you. As we say in the hood, handle your business. Be the person you always wanted to be. Be the parent you always wanted to be. And if you think you're making a mistake, it's okay to think you're making a mistake. Ask questions, man. If you don't think, if you can't listen to me, you can't listen to anybody else, because life is too short to be doing this. Man, I wish I could have done this, and this, and then this, and this. Nah, man. Life is saying, okay, it's your cycle, it's your time. You be Paul Goneau. You teach your kid, I'm half French, half Italian. This is what Italian is. This is what French is. Your mom's Arabic. She's from the United Emirates, right? Arab Emirates. This is what Muslim religion is. This is what my religion is. We made you because we love you. That's all you got to do. Everything else, for anybody else going, I don't agree with you being with someone. I don't care what you agree with. You ain't in my relationship. And I'm telling you, 80% of the people who are like, blah, 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 they'll be doing this. I am sorry, please. This child is so beautiful. I want to hold you. You know what I mean?
I feel like
you got it covered, brother.
All right, man. Well, jumping from Can Hardly Wait, let's start our top 5.
Okay.
You said you were a really big Russell Crowe fan.
Love Russell Crowe.
So let's do top 5 Russell Crowe movies. Do you want to start?
Okay. Gosh. Gladiator. It just said, that's what a man is, okay? Stood up for what was right. Fought back against a tyrant who stole an empire from its people. Just the character. And Russell Crowe carried that character, man. Like, you watch this movie, please watch Gladiator. Because the one line that sticks in my head is there nothing else? He goes into the after he's taken his title's taken away, he's almost assassinated, his family is killed, he becomes this lowly gladiator out somewhere in Western Africa, whatever, and he goes into the arena, and one day he becomes the greatest because he knows how to fight. He's a general. He's handled the sword. You see him. He's running up the ramp to the pit, and it was chanting, Maximus, Maximus, Maximus. He gets out. There's 3 big guys who I would poop my pants. I could not be a gladiator because I'd be like, oh, you know what, Paul? Check it. I'm gonna stay right here. Here's my shield and my sword. Have at her. He ran out there and he does this. He looks around. He takes some dirt. Picks up his sword. I'm like, what? The biggest guy goes, he's shaking and he goes to do something. He does some move. That guy's gutted. This guy's lost an arm, lost a head. Oh no, lost an arm, lost an eye, got stabbed in the neck. The last guy is like, doing this thing. And he's like, sushi! Shonk! The head goes flying and he turns to the crowd and he does this. Is there nothing else? No. Sorry. I'm mixing up movies. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm entertained. You scaring the hell out of me, man. But no, all jokes aside, one of the best movies I've ever seen. I love Russell Crowe's movies. He had another one he did with, oh my gosh. Yeah, I came here all prepared and I had all the movies in my head, but as I'm here, with Ryan Gosling. I think it's The Good Guys or something like that, or...
Oh yeah, I haven't seen that. Yeah.
And he plays a hard-boiled detective.
Yeah, but it's like a kind of comedy.
It's a comedy, and you didn't think that this guy could do comedy. All right. Then he did another one recently. I saw the story of Jem Mace, old style British pugilist. You didn't think a comic would know a word like pugilist means boxer. Old style British boxer, and he plays the guy's grandfather. For a brief moment, he's in that movie. And you see that Russell Crowe, he can take on a role, and he just brings it to life, and you want to watch him. You can't take your eye off him. What else? Proof of Life. He plays a mercenary who does rescues, rich people who are kidnapped in places like Colombia and stuff like that. And that's with Meg Ryan. Proof of Life. You see the role that he plays, and Russell Crowe's a pretty big guy, but he plays a really specific kind of mercenary. Not the Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm gonna give you a one-liner, stab you and put you on a post, stick around. He doesn't do that. It's more like, right, this is what we're gonna do. Right, we're gonna go in here. We're gonna find your husband. But you have to understand, and you're hooked on every word. You start with the movie like this. By the time the end of the movie, you're like this. You're like, get him out. Can you do it? Get him out. Robin Hood. He plays, of course, Robert Fitzooth, the Earl of Huntingdon. Yes, I'm a geek, and just the way he plays Robin Hood is not the way you think Robin Hood is. Everybody's used to Errol Flynn and everybody else doing swashbuckling and big explosion. You see like the guy draws back the arrow. No, his Robin Hood was very classic Robin Hood. It's the way it would have happened. It shows England at the time, this and that. But again, he carries that movie, and you just have to watch him. You can't take your eyes. And I promise I'll stop talking about Russell Crowe. Last movie, Hollywood Confidential.
Okay. L.A. Confidential.
L.A. Confidential. That's it. See? Old age. That's what happens when you're born in the last century. Your mind starts to slip at 50. No, L.A. Confidential. L.A. Confidential, again, Russell Crowe is one of those actors that is so big on screen, just by his presence, you cannot not watch him. You have to see what he's going to do. Like, some minor character will do something really spectacular, but then you're looking back at Russell Crowe and going, what are you going to do? Sorry, okay.
No, don't be sorry, dude. It's all right. It's all right.
I just love Russell Crowe.
So we definitely have a couple in common. I'm going, my number one, Man of Steel. American Gangster, that's my number two. Then I'm going Cinderella Man. Gladiator is on there, but it's not my number one. That's my number four. And then Robin Hood as well. That's my number five. What do you want to do next? Superheroes? Let's do superheroes next.
Okay. Anybody who knows me, hands down, Batman.
Me too.
The baddest superhero of all. I'm going to throw in another superhero that nobody really would know, but Doc Savage. I think he's a precursor to a lot of modern superheroes. Mm. But anyways, Batman, hands down. Not just for the gadgets, not just for the Batmobile, but he is Sherlock Holmes wrapped up in a gymnast bodybuilder's body with the mind of Einstein. Like this.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay, I'll talk to
you. Don't be sorry, bro. Especially if it's about Batman.
Don't get me started. I can go on. But anyways, sorry. Go ahead. So next.
What else you got?
Not only because of Chadwick Boseman, God rest your soul, thank you so much for everything you've done, but the Black Panther. Mm-hmm. The Black Panther is just an incredible character. From what he was created, the time he was created in, the 1960s, up till now. People don't understand. Black Panther, T'Challa is not just a prince of Wakanda with a lot of inventions and a lot of this and a lot of that. Just the way he's portrayed, by Chadwick Boseman, and just the way he was fleshed out in a lot of the comic books, he's a solid character.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You get the sense that like there was a lot of thought processes going into him. And then again, of course, I love the fact that he's a multi-billionaire of a secret nation that's not seen by the rest of the world, and he's got technology nobody else has. Aquaman, I like him because people don't really understand. When you see the new Aquaman, the new 52, the way he's created, the way they made him more of like a character, besides the joke of talking to fish, Aquaman is a solid character because they flesh him out again. They give him a background. They give him a lore. The movie with, oh my God.
Momoa?
Yeah. Jason Momoa. It kind of held up on its own. But if you look at Aquaman and you look at him in the new 52, you're seeing him for the first time. You're seeing his kingdom, what he means to his people. You know what I mean? And it's the birthright of being the king of all Atlantis. And he's not just like... Namor's good, but Aquaman is I think a more fleshed out character. Going on from there, Wonder Woman. And I mentioned it before, Green Lantern. I liked the old Green Lantern because I didn't know a lot about him. I mean, my Green Lantern was Hal Jordan. Mm-hmm. But I like the old Green Lantern. It was good for that era. The funny thing with that Green Lantern was, did you know his weakness was wood? Stop. Get that out of your mind.
What?
Get that out of your mind.
Stewart?
Yeah.
Or Jordan?
No, Stewart. His weakness was wood.
I didn't know that.
Like, okay.
I'm not a super big Green Lantern guy, but I definitely didn't know that.
Because this was the 70s, right? And the Green Lantern was out there. He was fantastic. But, like, what? Dude, no, but come on. If I'm doing this, stop. I'm Green Lantern. And you go, I gotta poke you. Like, no. But yeah, Hal Jordan was great, and The Flash.
Yeah. That new movie looks pretty...
It looks
pretty
dope.
Great.
It looks dope. I'm not saying nothing. Stop it, Ezra. Stop it. Okay, no. Stop it.
Well, he's done regardless. It doesn't matter. Like,
I'm just saying.
The movie's there. Ezra's a fucking idiot. But, like, man.
Can I ask you a question?
I want them to replace Ezra with Grant Gustin anyway, so this would just make sense.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, dude.
Because listen, this is what I didn't understand. You have a TV show that has millions of fans. I don't want to hear anything about, scheduling, and, they want to get a known name. Grant Gustin's not a known name.
He's Barry Allen to me. You know?
Thank you. He's he's Barry Allen because number one, Barry Allen's not a super big guy. Like they draw him super muscular, but he's not a super big guy, right? Yeah. Secondly, Grant Gustin's a great actor. Thirdly, I'm just gonna say this, and this is not on you. This is totally me. Joss, don't ever direct another movie for DC again. Don't you ever stop it. Sorry, but no, I the Justice League movie, Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Yeah, it's great.
I think hands down, the moment he gave Flash, when Flash says, okay, this is it, I've got to do my best. I know you're hurting Barry, but you can do this. And he runs to recreate time, and he's breaking that time barrier, right? Amazing. Amazing. Because that just shows you the power of the Flash. That's why I like that character. He's, like I said with Wonder Woman, Flash doesn't he doesn't know the nth of his power. He knows he can move that fast if he really puts his mind to it. He knows he can go into almost like a god mode, but he doesn't know how powerful he is because of his speed yet. Eobard Thawne, however, knows what he can do because he's a reverse Flash, but he's studied it more, right? I know, I'm a big geek.
No, I know everybody you're talking about.
Right?
I'm good. I'm a big Flash dude too.
Right? And yeah, Grant Gustin would have been much better than Ezra Miller. Ezra Miller's Flash is too quirky, too comical. Grant Gustin's Flash is more applicable, I feel. I never understand that, like why they don't use the same people for...
They're gonna moving forward.
I'm gonna give Gunn a chance because I think he deserves it.
Well, I mean, honestly, bro, if anything, like, I feel like Gunn's... My favorite people that make these kind of movies are Zack Snyder and James Gunn. All right? And
touch me. Touch my hand. We are one.
Yes, sir.
We are one. Even though my hands are cold and clammy.
But they are really cold, bro. That was weird.
No, you know what it is? It's the joy of diabetes.
Oh, shit. You're diabetic, eh?
No. The thing that I loved about James Gunn is what he did Peacekeeper.
Peacemaker, which is this, bro.
I keep doing this.
Which is this.
Yes.
That's what this is.
The Dove of Peace.
Oh, my God.
No, I love that show.
It's phenomenal.
I love that show.
It was so good.
Because you know what? Listen, Guardians of the Galaxy... Okay, he took Guardians of the Galaxy and turned it into a romp across the freaking universe. Amazing. 2, amazing. Like, it outdid the first one.
Both of them were great, man.
Okay, and when he did...
So good.
How do you feel about him doing the Suicide Squad?
I love that, too.
Oh.
I love that, too. I love the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special.
Yes.
I really like
when
that.
they kidnapped Kevin Bacon.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you know what?
So good.
You know why I love these guys? They're incredible. Like, just their thought process. The thing I don't like, though, is I've got to say it. Why did you get rid of Cavill? Don't get rid of Henry Cavill.
Oh, yeah. I was kind of against that as well. But I get where he's coming from. And, like, maybe, man, I don't think down the road, like, especially now with, like, how well Spider-Man No Way Home did. Like, these crossovers are going to become more of a thing with, like, the multiverse, like, being, open and more... in the mainstream, like, there's going to be more, and there's definitely potential of Cavill making, like, a cameo. Like, no one thought that,
Black Adam?
No, I'm thinking of, the very first Spider-Man. What the hell? I know his name right now. Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, would come
back.
Like,
I never thought I'd ever see him as Spider-Man again. And stuff happens. Michael Keaton in The Flash. Like, I never thought I'd see Batman again. So.
You know what? To me, I'm sorry, but I'm going to say something about that. Oh, my God. When I saw the old Batmobile, my Batmobile, okay, then I heard the voice. Yeah, I'm Batman. Amazing.
It's exciting stuff.
Amazing.
Before we trail off from the Batman topic,
we
are doing top 5 Batmen. All right?
Okay.
I can start with that one. And I feel like we're going to be different, but So Christian Bale's my number one. Without a doubt, Bale's my number one. I think those are like when I think of like everyone has the trilogy for them.
Yeah.
And that's the trilogy for me is the Dark Knight trilogy. And it'd be really cool if we got for some reason, and I don't get it, like with all these talks of like Batman, it's like what? Why isn't Christian Bale in the mix? Like and then someone was like talking with him, and he's like, well, like he doesn't want to do he doesn't want to be Batman in anything that like Christopher Nolan doesn't like approve.
Yeah.
But it's like, why can't we get the approval? Like, what's going on? Like, that's who I'd want to see. That's like the dream for me. So, and if we ever got like Christian Bale against like Henry Cavill's or Superman, oh my god,
that'd be okay. That fight, dude, that would go down in history.
That'd be great. I'm going Conroy, cause he's been Batman more than anybody, even if he's just a voice.
Yep.
And he passed away recently. That kind of like sucked. Affleck, he's my third. He looks the part the most.
Yep.
Like a traditional kind of Batman that I know of, anyway.
Yep.
And then I'm going, so Keaton was my number 4, and then Adam West is my number 5.
Oh,
just because.
My God.
I mean, it was fun, dude. I feel like that might have even been my introduction to Batman.
Okay.
Was Adam West.
Okay.
And that just like the silly TV show. It was Adam West. Who was Robin again? But
Ward.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, I'm going to tell you something, dude.
All right.
My first, because it brings back the best memories of my life. Sometimes I share it with my dad, my brothers, Saturday morning cartoons.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a real geek. Every morning on Saturday, I would wake up, and at 6:45, they had the Dow Jones report. I remember vividly because I had no idea what the Dow was. And I learned about oranges and crops and a yield and fourth quarter and turning the market corner.
We watched different shows when we were younger, dude.
And then, but I always got up that early. And I remember having Rice Krispies, tons of sugar in it, not 2% milk, 2.25% milk. Yeah, milk was heavy back then. And then...
Yeah.
I see that big character of Burt Ward with the smiling face, and I see so for me, number 1 Batman is Adam West, and God rest his soul, this guy got me through a lot of crappy Friday nights, not wanting to go to bed early. And every Saturday morning, 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock. If I had to fight both my sisters for the controller that night, I would sleep with that big box controller that was attached to the wall by a wire. So that's my number 1 Batman. Second Batman, the Batman that really impressed me, yes, Christian Bale. Christopher Nolan did. He took Batman and said, what if Batman was put in the real world? How would it work? Mm-hmm. Now that Batmobile tumbler.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that okay, the first Batman, that Batmobile says, we're styling, look, stay beside me, Robin. Okay, it's cool. I would never drive with like a this piece missing because you go to grab that and you crash. But anyways, the Batmobile tumbler. Dude, this thing's... It on buildings, going through.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, if I had that Batmobile tumbler, I would deliberately roll up beside cops and go, arrest me now. Okay. But yeah. Third, Kevin Conroy. When you heard that voice, I am vengeance. I am the night. I am Batman. You're like, oh, yes! Yes!
Yeah.
The characters, the menagerie, oh my gosh. Joker by Mark Hamill.
So long, too, man.
You know what I mean?
Video games, just like shows.
You know?
So good.
Okay, I'll get to it. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
After Kevin Conroy, dude. When I saw Ben Affleck as Batman, even though Batman vs. Superman, I'm just going to say this. Mm-hmm. I am so glad you got the right person in charge of Warner Brothers right now. Why did you cut out all those scenes that could have made the movie 10 times better? It's when he hits the warehouse. And I can tell you the comic book that's taken from. Yeah. That's The Dark Knight Returns, when Batman's much older. That whole thing where he takes away the guns, he comes to the floor. That's amazing. But when he hits the warehouse, I do martial arts. And I sat there saying, oh, dude, that's a Taekwondo kick. Oh, you see that stomp? That's Wing Chun. You said the overhand? Oh, that's Muay Thai. The kick, that's also Muay Thai when he kicks the guy upside down. That hands down was the best Batman fight scene I've ever seen. I compare it to everything else. I mean, I'm not taking away anything from Christian Bale. I'm just going to say, Casey fighting system, I'm sorry, I'll go on record, it would not work in a real fight. Please don't ever try that. No one's going to fight like this. No one's going to do this. No one's going to do this. They will try it, you grab the guy, throw him around, and you stomp hard in his head. I'm sorry. Okay, anyways, as I was saying, okay, but when you see Ben Affleck, and you see the physical Ben Affleck, just him standing there in front of him, I mean, okay, Cavill is a big boy.
Yeah.
But when you see Ben Affleck standing there as Batman, when you see him in that suit,
oh.
But yeah, my all-time favorite is Adam West because for me, I even have like I gotta show you my collection. I have them at home. I've got the Batman and Robin from that TV series at home, and my kids know that like when I'm standing there looking at it, like just standing there, I'm giggling. They're like, oh yeah, Dad, no, my dad's not senile. He's just remembering he's 5 years old again. So those are my all-time favorite Batman.
All right, dude.
Sorry, I go on.
Don't be sorry, man. It's all right. That's what I'm asking you. It's okay. Let's do Phil Collins songs.
Oh, okay, right.
I'll go through mine first because I'm not as attached to Phil Collins as I feel like you might be because this was your guy. You'll Be in My Heart.
Oh, okay.
Like just Tarzan. It's just a great song.
I've got something for that.
And that movie, I watched that movie quite a few times. Against All Odds, it's my number 2. Then I'm going, all mine are probably going to be like the classics, I feel like. In the Air Tonight is my number 3. I'm going Son of Man, number 4. And then it was hard to kind of come up with my 5. But Easy Lover, I would say, is my number 5.
Okay. You just took all of my songs.
Yeah.
Except for one or two.
Okay. All right.
Favorite song? Against All Odds. Phil Collins, that song. It hits everything that you would do when you're like a freaking little 15-year-old kid. My life is over. I need to listen to this at the top of my... I need to sing at the top of my lungs. And again, hear my mom going, boy, shut up. Move on. Right? Or like hear my sister say, you know you can't sing, right?
Yeah.
You're butchering that song, right? Stop crying.
Let him do it.
Let it go. Stop crying. Then, In the Air Tonight. When you hear that song, that is I'm telling you right now, that is a Phil Collins, somebody's done you wrong song. Like you're outside their house with a baseball bat. Please do not stand out inside anybody's house with a baseball bat. What I'm saying is, when I heard that song and when they put it on to that movie, when they finally made a Miami Vice movie, and they put it in the movie, you sat there saying, somebody got to die. Like, it's such a good song, right? Invisible Touch, right? You need to have an invisible touch. Yeah, I am such a geek. I am so sorry. Please cover your ears. Your dogs are probably at home going... Anyways, Easy Lover, of course. I love that Philip Bailey, Phil Collins, the two of them together. And, You'll Be in My Heart, the Tarzan song.
Yeah.
Because at the time, my first son wasn't living with me, and anyways, make a long story short, that was my song to him. So I know I was always there no matter what. So yeah, those are my Phil Collins songs.
All right, dude. I dig them. Let's end with comedians. I go first. I've done comedians a few times, so I'll go first. And there's a lot. And I have a lot of newer comedians that I'm getting into. But anyways, Joe Rogan's my number 1.
Okay.
Then I'm going Dave Chappelle. He's my number 2. Saw him for the first time, just January 1st, actually.
Amazing.
It was phenomenal. And then Mark Forward. who's like a Canadian dude from Oakville.
Mm-hmm.
And then George Carlin, Bill Burr.
Oh.
Those are my 5.
Okay, but you got to tell me why. You got to tell me. Come on,
okay,
man.
Rogan, because I think he's extremely intelligent, and he's as equally as silly when he performs stand-up.
Mm-hmm.
Like he'll just act out, like he has a bit where like, you know, he's acting out one of the Kardashians being like, I don't know, a goblin or a troll or something. Like he's just, you know, he's I think everything that a good comedian should be. And also it's pretty much the same reason I like Dave Chappelle. I feel like they're on level playing field, and I know they do a lot of tours together, and if that ever came to like, I would pay. I've seen both of them separately now. I've seen Rogan twice. But man, I would pay a lot of money to go to a tour with both of them. And yeah, Chappelle's just super intelligent guy. He's also someone that he's like comedian / modern day philosopher / spoken word artist. Like he's got this like thing going on. And yeah, that's what I really like about him. Mark Forward. I think he's just like, he's the funniest comedian you probably never heard of, and he's wrote for a lot of Canadian shows, Letterkenny, Mr. D.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just a gem. I think everybody should know who he is. Carlin, he got me into comedy. Conductor from Thomas the Tank Engine.
Oh my God.
I was like, oh, this guy swears? Like, this is weird. And that's kind of was like, oh, I like what he's doing. Like, you know?
Yeah.
I didn't even know, I think, like, it was an art form until I saw him do it. And then Bill Burr, because I think he's one of the guys where I honestly, every special is getting better.
New. It's something new.
There's some like with like Chappelle. I like some of his older stuff versus some of his newer stuff, but he has so many, like it's all over the place.
Yeah.
But with Burr, like it's like his last one, I was like, oh well, we'll see. I don't know if he's gonna be able to top that. And then he released one like last year, and it was like his best one yet. And he's just every special he releases, that's how I feel. So that's why I would say he's my number 5. Yeah. I also really like Theo Von and Mike Epps, Louis C.K. I don't know. Minus all his, you know, whatever shit. Yeah. But what about you, man?
Me? I'm going way back in the day. My first comedian that ever came out that I imitated, that I knew his stuff hands down. Okay, Richard Pryor.
Mm-hmm. Have you seen Dark Side of Comedy?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the Richard Pryor, wow, what a ride.
That was a great episode.
What a ride, man. This guy, okay, coming from nothing to being where he was, falling down, getting up, falling down again, because a lot of people don't know about that running down the street on fire thing, okay? To me, Richard Pryor is one of the best comedians out there because he talked... The thing I like about Richard Pryor, and he's a lot like Dave Chappelle, the thing I liked about Richard Pryor was he spoke in the moment, and he spoke the truth about the moment, and made it funny. If you can do that, you're golden as a comedian. He was one of the funniest guys I've ever seen, and I knew everything about Richard Pryor at one point. Then, of course, I saw Saturday Night Live, Eddie Murphy. I'm Gumby, dammit. You know, like, people don't know. And people don't understand. That was a low point in Saturday Night Live's time slot, was like really, because all the players, the other guys like Chevy Chase and all those other guys had left. So here comes Eddie Murphy, and he's bringing it up. It was so bad at one point. Some people were jealous of Eddie Murphy. You know, he's a new guy. Why is he getting all this? Why does he get to do the monologue by himself? But Eddie Murphy's a brilliant writer. Who else? Red Fox.
Mm-hmm.
I saw Red Fox when I was a kid, Sanford and Son. Then I saw Red Fox do comedy, and much like you, when you saw George Carlin, I was like, Mommy, he swears? MF and son of a...
Yeah.
And who's that think she is?
Yeah.
Right? And, gosh, you hit it. George Carlin. George Carlin, for me, screw the white-black things, not... Because he, again, talks in the moment. But he talks to you. It's not okay. A good comedian.
And I just want to. This is like a key thing that I think some people forget. The amount of material this guy put out in his career.
Yeah.
Is like. It's honestly like even today with like Netflix, it's like people don't put out specials like that.
No.
Like and this is like pre-Netflix. Like he was just a monster.
Work.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't understand when you just do the work. Like, okay, these guys taught me how to stretch a story and get it funny and to make it, you know what I mean? And you watch these guys and you learn so much from them doing what they did. One of the last guys, I don't know, I'm kind of like torn between the last two. Dave Chappelle, right now, is the GOAT. I don't care what anybody's going to tell me. Dave Chappelle is the GOAT. Dave, come on. Dave Chappelle, when he came out with his show, okay, I mean, I'd seen Dave Chappelle before. But when he came out with his show, I, like, on the ground dying, like, so much pain.
I still think to this day it's the best skit show.
Oh, come on. We did when he copied, oh my gosh, what's his name? R. Kelly. I'm gonna on you. I died. I was like, okay, that's it. I'm down. Or like he's talking about Michael Jackson. I can't do that because we want this episode to go
There's
up,
a lot. There's a lot. The racial draft, the player haters ball, with Charlie Murphy. Oh my god.
Oh,
obviously all the Prince stuff. You know, obviously all that. But that's like the obvious stuff.
Dude. Yo, man, no. My favorite is Rick James.
Yeah.
Man, I was bugging. Like I was up. This is Charlie. This is my imitation of Charlie Murphy. I was bugging. I was up in the club. That's when Eddie was for Eddie. So I went to the club. And I went to Studio 54, and I'm walking in. And all of a sudden, I heard Charlie Murphy. I turn around, and this crazy punched me in my face, man. Charlie Murphy, what? Pow! Unity. Had a big ring. I said Unity. I was bugging. I said, what is wrong with him? Like, to me, that's funny. The stuff he does is crazy, but it's so funny. Or like him talking about the first time he had stovetop stuffing. But yeah, those are my top 5. There's a lot of other guys, and I do like Joe Rogan. I like Joe Rogan, like his podcast. I've watched Joe Rogan specials.
All right, bro. Let's end with one of these.
Yes. Okay, I'm ready.
You grab one. I'll grab one.
Okay. I'm gonna do the magic shuffle and.
Interesting.
Okay. So.
All right. Do you want to do the first one?
Okay. Who are you grateful to, and why?
Oh man, like I'm grateful to. Let's say throughout my life, I'm grateful to my Nana for basically raising me like I was her child and not her grandchild. And currently, I'm extremely grateful to my favorite person in the world, my girlfriend. Like, we're creating fucking life inside her. Like, what else do I have to say? Like, man. Yeah. So that's my answer. What about you?
Oh my gosh. First person that comes to mind all the time is my wife. Love you, Mina, because she makes every day a good day, even when it's a bad day. She makes every day a good day. She's a great mother. She's a great friend. She's a great lover. She's a great wife. A lot of times in my life, if I didn't have her there, I think I would. I think I would have had my water tower moment. That's okay. I'm climbing this water tower. I'm gonna do it. I don't care. I'm shooting at her. No, she's amazing. She's amazing. That's God. I have to throw this in there. Other people I'm really grateful for. I want to throw this out. Both of them are gone now, but I want to throw this out. Both my brothers. Because a lot of the things I do is what they taught me. I'm grateful for my kids. The audience is like, okay, Tom. I'm grateful for some of the people who are my friends. Like they're the guys that have stuck with me through thick and thin. Yeah, man. Yeah. Okay, I'm done. Sorry.
All right. No, it's okay. Stop apologizing, bro. It's all right. All right. Do you believe in fate or destiny?
Let me answer that with my psychological twist. Your fate is your destiny. There's no difference between the two. If you can see it, then you can do it. Forego everybody else's thoughts, even mine. If you can see your fate, it's your destiny. If you can see your destiny, it becomes your fate.
So so do you think like no matter what, like destiny is written out for you, or do you think like, you know, you can do things to kind of like a flashpoint flash scenario type thing where it's like you just put a fork in the road and the decision you make kind of creates this,
yes,
you know, other thing. Do you think you can change the destiny then?
Yes. I'm going to put it to you like this. Professor Hulk, you have it wrong. Time travel does not work the way you said. You don't stop it. Your future does not become your past. It's nonsense. You are the finite point of your own future, your present, and your past, and that's how it works. It doesn't work the other way around. Your past solidifies what you think you are. Your present solidifies who you are, but your future is solidified by you and only you. So your destiny is your fate, right?
Mm-hmm.
Please forgive my grounding song. Your destiny is your fate, because destiny, it's your destination. It's where you're gonna be. No matter what anybody says, it's where you're gonna be. If you believe in it hard enough, you're going there. It's your will. Mm-hmm. Time is the amount of energy you put into your will. Time is fate, because it's faith. If you believe in it, you're going there. I don't care what anybody's going to tell you. I don't want to hear this nonsense about, well, you know, see, what happened was... No. Paul Goneau became Paul Goneau today because he wanted this. Not because you needed it. You wanted it. Then your want became a need. Mm-hmm. Your want and your need are the same thing. They should always be. That's what I believe.
All right.
What do you think about it?
Oh, no, I definitely believe in it. I just definitely feel that, like, you can change it as well. Like, you can do things. That's why I was asking.
Yeah.
All right, dude. We'll get out of here. You can let these people know where to get at you if you like.
I am Thomas Patrice. You can find me on nothingbutLaughter.com, which I'm developing right now. It's going to be where you're going to see comics like this guy perform, because I definitely got to have him on. I'm going to be setting up a podcast called Tommy's Toys and Trinkets. Also, I'm going to be at Joker's. I'll be hosting a couple of shows there. Oh, yes, and please look up my alter ego, Nigel Stockwell, on TikTok. Look for Nigel Stockwell 1. I'll be throwing a lot of stuff up there on TikTok, and he's always going to be found, yes again, at nothingbutLaughter.com. I just want to say thank you, brother, for having me, man.
So much, man. No problem.
This has been a blessing.
Anytime. We'll do it again sometime.
All right.
Like always, this podcast is brought to you by Neon Light District. Hit them up. Use code PillowTalk to save 10%. And by The Great North Apparel. Hit them up. Use code PillowTalk to save 30%. Peace the fuck out.